friends. All right, so we've got our grid drawn, or our half grid, and now we're ready for the next step, which is to pencil in the outline and the major shapes. So we're not actually shading, we're not actually doing detail yet. We're just mapping out the outline and the big shapes from here into here. Now you have two choices again. You can work directly from your computer where you can get all the images, or if you have a printer, you can print the portion with the grid. Now the advantage to this is you can actually draw on this if it's printed. So we're using this as a map. So I might actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and label only because as you are transferring this information onto your drawing, it's easy to get lost. So when I have the numbers, I can go, okay, I'm in box 2, I am 1, 2, 3 from the middle, something like that. It's a nice way to kind of see where you're at. But if you don't have a printer, use the digital one, which is what I am going to do here. Okay, so I can see my first row of boxes are empty. There's no information, so I'm going to leave that empty. I can see if I move to my second row, empty, and then this is the first box with information in it. So that's going to be here, right? 1, 2. So I look at how far over. I want to start this line here, which is about a little more than half, and it kind of exits the box here. So I'm looking just the outline just in this little box. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to draw this line. I'm not worrying about the fluff or the texture of the hair yet. I'm going to draw this really soft, and I can do that. I will worry about the details later. Okay, so now I'm worried about this piece right here, and it looks like it comes to here and it kind of arcs up over here. So I'm going to go like this and gently bring that up. And if you make a mistake, just erase it. But this is how I'm going to transfer the outline of my doggo into my map so that I can kind of get ready for all the details, which is going to be the next step. So you can see I'm just bringing my eye along the outline. So this one, I'm here now, comes in a little bit, and then I'm going to bring my eye around and really focusing on just the line and what I actually see there, not what my brain thinks I should see, but what is actually there. Okay, and we won't worry too much about the details right now. I'm just focusing on the outer shape. So I feel like jumping back and finish this up. I should have started right at the edge, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to come down here and then out. And again, I'll worry about his fluffy little hairs a little bit later. Right now, I'm just trying to get the basic shape. And this comes here, down, and then up. Okay. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to work on the outline a little bit more, and then when I get the outline, we'll come back and kind of move on to the next segment of blocking in the basic shapes. Now that I've got the very basic outline of the very outer edge, the next part of this is to block in anywhere else you see lines. What else can we map in for ourselves without doing a bunch of details? So for example, see where his head or the dog's head separates from the ear? This is a pretty hard line that separates dark from light. So I can actually go back into the square and I can actually map out kind of where this line, which is looks like the side of its head, kind of comes across. So I'm going to go and map that out as well. And I think in the long run, that will probably help me with drawing as I'm moving along. So let's go up here and feel free to erase if you're not really super happy with the way your lines are. But I think now you can see I've got this little dark spot, but this line comes right down into here and right here. Now, other things I want to map out. What else on here has lines that are very obvious? I can see there's a bit of a line here where the different color fur separates. So I can sort of block that out because I know that's going to separate a gray from like a white tone. Same with here. I can see there's a line here and in the neck here. I can also map out the nose because there's some fairly like hard lines there. I can map out the eye, and I'm not putting in details, just the outline. I can map out the mouth and any other dark or light spots that I see. Think of like paint by number. When you look at the map, there's just blobs everywhere. So I'm gonna kind of blob his face in so that when it's time to do details, black, white, and shading, I have a road map of where some of those shapes are. So that's the next step here. There we have it. So I've gone and completed the complete outer outline. I mean, it's rough, but it's accurate, going block by block. And then I've gone in and kind of mapped out, no shading, only lines. You can see I've blocked in the nose, I've blocked in the mouth, I've blocked in the eye, and then I went and added, you can see dark spots or blobs for where those dark spots will be. And this will just help me when I get to the shading step, so I can see where, you know, I've got my whitest whites up here and here, and I've got some blackest blacks, and then of course a bunch of gray range. So I will work on the texture, the hair, the darks, the lights, and all of that on the next day. But this is as far as you need to go for now. And then once you're done this and you're ready, then you can move on to the next step.